let me tell you about my first period. Oh, as a matter of fact, let me tell you about my big sister's first period. Yes, I have a big sister. And you know how it is. She is 6 years older than me, so I'm fast in our business. Now, I was about maybe 7 or 8, little girl. And I just remember a whole heap of activity going on. Like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Everybody walking up and down fast. And my granny handed me a little note. Now, I was offended because by this time, I know how to go a shop without note. You just tell me what you want, and I remember, and I bring it back. But I took the note, and I took it to the shop. The lady gave me a package. Now, I couldn't identify what the item was because it was just wrapped up in a package. And when I lifted it up, I couldn't tell you what it was. It was square. I couldn't feel what it was. I was confused. Anyway, I hurry up and carry it back because I want to open up this package so I can see what is in it. My granny took the package from me and gone back into the room with my sister. And I'm wondering then, what is the big secret? So you know what I did? I just peeped through the keyhole. Now, young people, I know doors nowadays don't make with keyhole, but there was a time when the lock was set up in a way that if you remove the key, you could look through the hole and see in the next room. Yes, that used to be a thing. So anyway, I peeped through the keyhole and see them unravel the package. First of all, they take it out of the brown paper bag and then as a newspaper. And then they take one blue package out of the newspaper and then open the package and then it was a white long thing come out of the package. And I'm like, what is that? Anyhow, by this time I get impatient because me want to know what it is. So I stayed and I waited around. I see my sister come out of the room, everybody come out of the room and act like nothing happened. And I'm like, it's what? What is it? What happened? Nobody don't say anything to me except my face sister look at me and let me know it's big people business. Can you say annoyed? I was annoyed because I was curious. I wanted to know what it was. But because me, smarter than all of them, I said, okay, no problem. I'll just wait until she leave and go and find out for myself. And that's what I did. After she left, I went into her things and I searched and I found the package. And I took out the white thing and I touched it. And I remember it feeling soft, but it was just a long, rectangular, soft, white thing. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was for. Anyway, I was just annoyed. Fast forward, big me now knows that it is a menstrual pad. Remember the first time pads that came in the rectangular package, in the blue rectangular package, and it's long, no wings, and it's just one long strip of paper at the back. You peel off the strip and you stick that to your underwear. The first time I had them, when seriously, I wore them for maybe the first couple of periods I had, and I remember them being very uncomfortable. I'm so happy pads have gotten better because, trust me, those were not it. What do you remember those pads? Well, I want to talk to you today about first periods and just lessons that I've learned about periods since I've been menstruating from I was a little girl until big woman me. Because there are so many things that we can teach the next generation of girls who are going to become people with periods, women having periods. And I want to share as much information as possible with them because, listen, I wished I didn't know at that time what the product was because I would have been better prepared. I only knew about periods because I used to fast in my big sister business. But what about those little girls who don't have a big sister? What about those little girls who are just going about their business and their period just start and all things change and they don't know what is happening and they really would prefer some kind of explanation? We can do better for them. We can better prepare them, and that's what we're talking about today on Everyday Period. Welcome to Everyday Period. The information shared on Everyday Period is for educational and informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider with any questions or concerns you may have regarding your health or medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you heard on this show. Your health is unique and only a medical professional can provide personalized guidance. Everyday Period removes the mystery, the stigma, and the taboo from reproductive health and introduces real empowering conversations to bring about greater understanding. Hi, I am Shelly-Ann, the period lady, and today on Everyday Period, we want to talk about period lessons. Yes, some of those lessons that I have personally learned about periods since I started menstruating many years ago. Now remember, period is a journey and it starts from puberty and it ends at menopause. And it is going to be a lifetime of lessons and different experiences that somebody goes through. And the more they can be prepared and the most help they can get, the better it's going to be for them. So I wished I had somebody to tell me all the things that I know right now, or even some of them, because it would have made the journey easier for me. So I'm going to pay it forward and help you prepare the child in your life before she starts her period. Yes, before. We're going to be talking about some of the lessons that I've learned and even some of the lessons that are available for you to learn so that you can be better prepared to prepare her so that when she starts her period, she will have a better journey than you did. Because trust me, personally, there was a whole heap of room for improvement when I just started my period. I'm sure you can relate. So let's talk about period lessons. I got a lot of them. Let's see if you can relate. Let's normalize the talk, celebrate the experience, and make periods something we're proud to discuss. Welcome to the conversation. I want to hear from you. If you have any questions or comments about the topic, or if you have a question about reproductive health generally, send us an email at embraceherflow@gmail.com. You can also like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Period TV. And just remember, we are here for you. Everyday Period is brought to you by HerFlow Foundation, empowering Jamaicans one flow at a time. Everyday Period is an AP production. Follow HerFlow on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook at HerFlow Foundation. And visit our website at embraceherflow.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. So, I told you we're going to be talking about period lessons, so I'm going to jump right into it. I'm going to tell you 10 lessons that I've learned about periods since I started menstruating decades ago. Yes, my old. Lesson number 1. I learned that the period is just a part of a larger cycle. Now, for a very, very long time, I just thought period was this thing that come in the month, several days for the month, you bleed, you don't bleed, you move along. I never made the connection between my period and the rest of the month, or how it affects my health overall, or how it affects my mood and all the other things that come in the different parts of the menstrual cycle. And now that I understand that, it helps me to make better use of my time, so I can plan certain things for certain stage of my month because I know that I'll be going through certain cycles. So for example, I didn't realize that ovulation was the reason why my body was feeling the way it was feeling, right? And it's because I now understand the different cycles and the different symptoms that comes with the different cycles that I realize that, so during ovulation, I can make certain choices. Or during the luteal phase, I can make certain choices. During the follicular phase, I can make certain choices. And so it is very important to understand that, because listen, something as simple as planning vacation, if you understand your period cycles, if you understand your menstrual cycle, you will know when to book your vacation, because ain't nothing worse than when you're ready to go on vacation and your period just show up. You know what I'm talking about. It happens to all of us. Going about your business, you buy that white bikini because you know there's something about a white bikini. You buy your white bikini and here comes your period. You don't want to be on your period wearing your white bikini? Come on. You know how I feel about that. Well, maybe it's just me. I'm just saying, when you understand your cycle better, you will know that there are certain things that you can do at certain phases of your cycle. That's the first lesson, right? Lesson number 2. Every period is unique. When I was in high school, everybody just say, oh, well, it's all of our friends and to spend time together. On a period, you just sync up. Yes, that is the case for a lot of us. But the fact is, we all have different periods. My very, very good friend, my best friend in high school, Maria, she never complained about period at all. When we talk about period pain, she don't say nothing. When we became adults and we're talking about periods, because my friends have to suffer with me talking about periods now, because I am the period lady after all, a babe. Now she's saying to me, she felt a certain type of way because when she was having her period, she didn't have any pain. And all of us complained about her period pain. Everybody was talking about the different levels of vomiting and how them can't move and how them bleed out and all the things. And she had no issues. Her period came, she don't feel no pain. It would last 2-3 days and she get on with her life and everything was fine. So she just did not talk about it. So let us just set the record straight right now. periods are unique. We all don't have the same experience. You can have your period and have this experience. Your friend can have a completely different experience, and it is all fine. We're not gonna have the same exact period all the time. Even in your own body, your periods will change. You'll find that some months, your period will come very heavy. You find that some other months, your period will come a little lighter. And sometimes that can be because of what's happening in your life. If you're having a stressful period, if you're having a stressful time, your period is gonna be different. If you're training, as in if you're athletic, your period is gonna be different. If you're eating a certain way, your period is gonna be different. If you're not getting the amount of sleep you're supposed to get, your period is going to be different. Point is, different factors affect your period. So even your own personal period journey will be unique, all right? So all periods are not the same. All right, so this is something that I've spoken about before, but I just have to repeat it. Periods are not supposed to be painful. You're not just supposed to go through life feeling pain. I don't know who decided that we must just accept pain as women. Rubbish, foolishness, stop it right now. If some part of your body hurt you right now, go and find out why and see if there's a way to deal with it. Because we are not supposed to be in pain just because we have periods. And this is such an important lesson, because one of the things that we talk about a lot as adults, and it's really something I want us to think about, especially when we're talking to girls who have not had their periods yet, is this idea that the period comes with pain. So they expect the pain, they look out for the pain, to the point that if they don't feel pain, they think something is wrong. Pain is a symptom. So your periods are not supposed to be painful. We're not just supposed to live with pain. Pain is something that we should do something about when it happens. Do not just accept the pain, all right? I really needed to make that point. Now, one of the things that I don't think we practice enough, and I've spoken about it before in the past, but it's the importance of tracking your period. Tracking your period can be a game changer, especially for those women who are interested in childbearing. If you know your cycle, it helps you to be more deliberate about your plans. Tracking your period also helps you to know what is happening in your body. If you feel something feel a little off, you can say, I feel like this because I'm in this phase, or I feel like this because my period is going to be starting in a couple of days, or I wonder if I'm pregnant because my period should have already started. But you have to track it so that you have that information and you will know what to look for if you feel any sort of changes, right? So tracking your period can be a very big game changer. So do it. I told you how to do it. And listen, if you don't want to do it the manual way, use up the technology, man. Get an app. It will help you track it for you. And this is so true, right? So if you are trying to have a child right now and you want to know what's going on with your life, what's going on in your body, track your period, because that can really help you to be more specific and deliberate about your plans. And if you're not trying to have a child and something feels off, if you track your periods, you will know what to check for, all right? So track your periods. Now, this is a lesson that I've learned, but people say this colloquially, and some man with them face say this too, but sir, don't make me have nothing. I'm talking about the fact that your periods can affect your mood. Yes, our periods can affect our moods. This is not an opportunity for you to just call us miserable, because let me say something, right? Nobody who is in pain is a nice person to be around. They're not good company, they're not pleasant. They don't want to talk to you about what you're talking about right now because their body are hurting. Okay? So it's not miserable, it's pain. So if you're in a woman's life and she's all of a sudden miserable according to you, find out which part are hurt her. Right? And don't add to it. Help her feel some sort of comfort. Don't add to the pain. Okay? But yes, periods can affect your mood, and there are things that you can do to improve your mood while you're on your period that will help you not be so unpleasant. How about that? All right? Y'all know this. I've been saying this. Big lesson. I've learned this lesson. This lesson changed my life, literally. And that lesson is what you eat can affect your period. What you eat matters. You know that your body needs certain nutrients. You know that when you have your period, your body needs more of certain other nutrients. So learn that, practice that, nutrify your body, and watch how much your life improves. If you nutrify your body, you get rid of pain. If you nutrify your body, you sleep better. If you nutrify your body, your skin starts to glow. If you nutrify your body, everything tastes better. I'm telling you, nutrify your body and you will see how much better your quality of life is. So do not sleep on your nutrition, all right? What you eat, and listen, I know no fun to take up this wine drinking thing, you know, no drinking wine like when you get in a price to drink wine. I see some people on TikTok have bottles and bottles and bottles and go, oh, and this is only January. Listen, alcohol is not helping our bodies, right? I'm not telling you to stop drinking completely, but ain't no reason for you want to sit down and drink 2 bottles of wine in one go. That just don't sound like something responsible, all right? Especially if you have little people in your house. Just saying, watch your alcohol consumption. I'm gonna leave it there, okay? Another thing I want to talk about in terms of a lesson is period products have evolved. I've spoken about period products. I've been showing different types of period products. I'm sure there's an episode of Everyday Period that focuses on period products. So you don't have to just keep the one that you've been using all this time because that's what you use. Try one, try another one. Do something different. Try a product you never tried before. Try a product that scares you. Get it, hold it in your hand, look at it, try it, and see how it feels. It might still be scary, or you might realize, but it's not so bad. I actually like it. The point is, try a different product. There's so many products to choose from, and you can only get better if you understand the different types and make another choice. All right? So there are so many products. Try them all. You have different products that you can use for pain management as well. I just recently bought a muscle stimulator that it really helps to stimulate the lower abdomen muscles. And you know we feel a lot of tension in our lower abdomen when we have our periods, and it really helps with pain relief, right? There's also heating pads that you can just drop into because they're so slick. You can drop them into the front of your pants or the front of your skirt, and you can get the relief from the heating pad. So you don't have to walk with the big water bottle again. There are different technology that you can use, the apps and so on, as I spoke about before. So period tech is improving, period technology has gotten better. There are people who don't use products at all and they free bleed. You can get yourself a blanket that you can spread on your furniture. So when you sit down on the furniture, you don't have to nasty up your couch because you don't want to wear no menstrual products. Lots of things available. Try a new product, find the one that you want, and get creative. So many options out there for you, right? Period products have certainly evolved, and so can you. All right? Now, another thing that you need to understand about period, lesson that I've learned is they are not always regular. You might have a 7-day period this month. Next month, you might have a 4-day period. Next month, you might have a 3-day period. Next month, you might have a 9-day period. You have to watch how your period fluctuates, right? Generally speaking, periods flow anywhere from 3 to 7 days, but if you find that your period is spiking up and down, that might be a cause for concern. But if the difference is just maybe 1 or 2 days, you're generally okay, right? But if you're tracking your period, you will know when to be concerned, okay? But your periods are not the same all the time. They're not always regular. And a lot of that is influenced by what's going on in your life at the time that you are having your period, right? Now, this is one that I'm very, very passionate about. This lesson, period stigma is real, and period stigma is an obstacle, and period stigma is causing a lot of people to be ostracized and to feel shame and to really find themselves in a situation where they do not seek help because they are feeling the repercussions of period stigma. And period stigma is something that we can absolutely do something about. It is something that I worked for days and years trying to do something about. And one of the things that we do is to invite men in the space where period is so that they can get a better understanding, so they can also help to eradicate the shame around period, because this is something that all of us have to participate in, right? And if you find yourself participating in period stigma, how do you do that? How do you participate in period stigma, Shelly? I don't stigma nobody, let me tell you. Let me tell you, don't worry me there. One of the things that I notice happen, and I'm going to go into schools for this, is I get complaints from teachers who say the girls refuse to throw away their soiled menstrual products in the garbage because they are told that it's not supposed to go into the garbage because it is offensive. And so what they do is they find corners So like they'll go in the bathroom and they take a corner, some little hole or something, and they stuff it in a corner, or they stuff it underneath the toilet, or they try to flush it, or they do everything to get rid of any evidence that period was in the space. And obviously that is not ideal, because what happens is when the person comes to clean the bathroom, they're expecting the garbage to be in the garbage. And that is what a soiled menstrual product is. It's garbage. So they're expecting the garbage to be in the garbage, but they're smelling something and they don't know where the smell is coming from, and they're checking different corners and things, and they find the soil pad stuck in a corner somewhere, and they have to get it out of the corner, and it's a whole thing to clean it up, and it just does not make any sense. Use the garbage. When you menstruate into something, it doesn't make it unclean. I know what the Bible says, and my Christian folks are going to come for me, but they can't come for me with me on the Bible, because the truth of the matter is that if you are still living your life based on what the Bible said about periods, that's a you problem. Personally, we need to do better and stop stifling these young people by telling them things that is just not true. Throwing a soiled menstrual product in the garbage doesn't make the garbage dirtier. It doesn't make the garbage unclean. By definition, garbage is garbage. Garbage is already unclean. Okay? So if you are telling a child that what comes out of their body is so bad, and by the way, we only do this with period because somebody can just vomit in one garbage can, and everybody all right with that. Vomit in garbage can. Where do we throw baby diapers? Where do we throw baby diapers? I'm listening. In the garbage. So why is it that baby diapers can go in the garbage, but period can't? I'll wait. You see, it don't make any sense? So we really have to stop. Just stop it, right? Now they say, but Shelly, use the sanitary bin. Of course, if the sanitary bin is there, use the sanitary bin. But we all know that not every bathroom has a sanitary bin in it. So if there's not a sanitary bin, use the regular bin. And for the garbage police, y'all know yourselves. Listen, I know no exists enough because I've seen in action, I've heard on the talk. The garbage police, the people who are going into garbage and looking in to see if they see any evidence of menstrual products. I hope you fall in. Yes, I said it. When you're searching the garbage for menstrual products, I hope you fall in. Because you know what else we throw in garbage? Dead rat. Somebody go in them house and then find a dead rat, then wrap it up and throw it in the garbage. So you're telling me it's a dead rat better than period blood? You see how it don't make any sense? Okay. So stigma has no space here. Okay? It's bodily fluid. It comes out of the body. It's a part of our health. It is necessary for us to function. It is necessary for us to reproduce. And when we don't reproduce, we get rid of that and our body starts to do what it does again for the next month. That's all it is. No need for us to completely act as if we violate the garbage when we throw menstrual pads in it. I said what I said. Next lesson. Oh, in the final lesson. Lesson number 10 is the final lesson in this thing. You can't tell me the lessons that you learned, but you really need to hear this lesson. Period is a sign of good health. Let me rephrase. Having a period is a sign of good health. If you are a healthy human being female who is of a certain age, puberty or older, and you're not pregnant, and you're not on any medication that causes your period to stop, and you are not on birth control that causes your period to stop, you're supposed to have a monthly period. Now, we understand that there are different conditions that might lead you to want to stop your period. Some women who suffer endometriosis, some of the treatments cause the period to stop, and that's necessary for the treatment, but that is not what I'm talking about. If you are otherwise healthy, you should be having a monthly period. Your period is a sign of good health. When you go to the doctor, the question they ask you, oh, you know this question already, this is not the first time I'm saying this, when was your last period? Because having a period is a sign of good health. How do many women know that they have reproductive issues? When they do not have a regular period. How do many women know that they are not able to function in terms of how their ovaries function, or they know that their womb is not functioning properly? Because they're not having a regular period. Having a regular period is necessary as a regular functioning part of your body and your overall health. Do not diminish or do not dismiss how important having a regular period is. All right? So do not underestimate how important period is to your overall health, right? Now, periods have been declared the monthly curse. Some people call anti-familial. Some people say all sorts of derogatory things about period. The truth is, period is life. So what my shirt said? I exist because my mother had periods. So did you. You exist because your mother had periods. Periods are necessary for us to reproduce. Just think. I'm gonna leave you with this. If every single woman in the world stopped having a period right now, what do you think is gonna happen? Put it in the comments. Have periods! Those are my 10 period lessons. Feel free to add more lessons that you have learned in the comment section, because I'm sure you've learned some things and I'm ready to learn from you, right? So make sure you put it in the comment. I'll be looking out for them. Thank you so much for listening to my 10 period lessons. We learn more than 10, but it's just 10 talking about right now. If you're loving these real unfiltered conversations about reproductive health, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Join the movement by liking, sharing, or dropping your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. But getting a period for the first time can be very, very daunting. It can be scary for a lot of little girls, especially if they don't know what is going on, especially if they're in public, and even worse if they're unprepared. So there are things that you can do to ensure that your little girl is not having such a traumatic experience when her period starts. And I said when, not if, when. And by the way, her period is not going to wait for you to be ready. Her period don't care about you and your readiness. I know a lot of parents, they really push back on this with me and they say, Shelly, but she's too young. I cannot tell her about these things. I don't even want her to know the word vagina. Why don't want her to know the word vagina? She has one. She has a vagina. Why don't want her to know the word? You want her to call it chocho and tuntun? And let me give some other cute names. Chocho, tuntun. No, you don't want her to say coochie. You don't want her to say pum pum. Because pum pum is a bad word too. And my favorite word is punani. Oh, that's a nice word. Punani, they don't want her to know about punani. My point is, keeping her ignorant is not in her best interest. All right? She has the body part, tell her what her body part is called. Vagina. All right? Matter of fact, tell her about the vulva, the external areas of vulva. The vagina is the orifice, right? So you really, really need to make sure that she understands her body, she knows her body parts, and she can speak about it confidently without giggling, right? Because she needs to understand her body parts. So, I'm gonna tell you 5 things that you can do to help her, so when the time comes, she's not traumatized because she don't know where she had it. Thing number 1, be prepared. Prepare her. I told you what to do to prepare her already. Prepare her. Get her a period kit. Tell her about the products. Show her how to use the products. Tell her what to expect. Show her what you do. Tell her your business. This is an opportunity for you and her to bond. Prepare her for when this date happens. And by the way, for those of you who feel like what you went through when you were a child is what your daughter is going to go through, just get that out of your mind right now. Just because you had your first period at 13 don't mean that your daughter is going to have her first period at 13. She could start at 8. Okay? So, prepare her. All right? Tell her what to do. Tell her what to expect. Tell her what you go through. Share your story with her. It will help her. Right? The next thing you need to do is to learn about the cycle so you're in a better space to talk to her when she comes to you with questions. Remember I told you earlier that it's not one conversation? So you're going to have to keep on learning so you can help her, because she's going to have things to come and ask you, right? And I know this as a fact because you know how many parents call me asking me questions, but then Shelly, she know about this. I said, oh, if you intended to keep your child ignorant, do not teach her how to read. Because she's going to read some stuff. She's going to read some stuff that you don't approve of. As a matter of fact, she's going to read some stuff that's going to confuse you and make you blush. And then she's going to come and ask you about it. So you need to read some stuff. So when she come and ask you about it, you can say, oh yeah, and talk to her, right? It is okay if you can discover some things together as well, but be open to it. Because I know some of them are still in the space when they say, oh, children must be seen and not heard, and they're not supposed to say certain things, they're not supposed to have certain arguments. Let's see you still try to stop that in 2025 when some of them give them a smartphone. And if they have a smartphone, they can easily remove you from the conversation. Trust me, you don't want you to remove. as the parent, as the mommy, you don't want to be removed from this conversation. Okay? So keep yourself at that table so she can come to you and ask you things. Okay? Okay. Practice good hygiene. Now, I talk about hygiene a lot, but I'm always apprehensive when it comes to talking about hygiene with periods because we always just go straight to hygiene where period is concerned. And period is not just about the physical part of the experience with the hygiene part of it. It's also emotional and mental and all these other parts. But let's talk about hygiene for a minute. Teach her how to practice good hygiene. Of course, we spoke about disposing of the menstrual product. Remember, her hands have to be clean when she's handling her menstrual products. Teach her how often she should change her menstrual products. Make sure she knows how to store them when she's not using them. Make sure she understands what the products do to her body, because some of them might have allergies that she probably won't know until she actually uses the product. Let her understand how to clean herself. She doesn't have to stick anything up inside of her body to clean her vagina. Actually, met a mother who said that she tell her daughter to put a rag on her finger with the soap and inject her finger into her vagina and clean it out. Not necessary. You don't have to insert anything into the vagina to clean it. All right? Clean the vulva, which is on the outside. Leave the vagina alone. She is an independent lady. She's a self-cleaning organ. That is what the discharge is. That is her cleaning herself. Do not stick anything up inside of the vagina to clean it. I know there are lots of products in the aisles, in pharmacies and supermarkets around the world that's supposed to be for vaginal cleanliness and wash. That's called capitalism. And so when you squirt things up in your vagina and clean it out, you wash out everything. Good bacteria, bad bacteria, all the things. And now the vagina has to balance herself back, and that causes her to develop infections. And now you're going to have to go to the doctor and get medicine to fix that. And now the cycle continues, right? You do not have to insert anything inside of the vagina to clean. Okay? Good hygiene has to do with how often you use your products. How do you store them? When do you change? Make sure your hands are clean. Store them in a proper place. How do you dispose of them? That's why you can try reusable products, because you won't be disposing so often with reusable products. So those are the things that you can do, right? Another thing that I'll tell her is talk to someone she can trust. Hopefully that's you. She needs to be able to talk to you because she'll have a million questions. She'll be going through a lot of feelings that she's not familiar with. She'll want to express herself. She'll want to know how certain things are. As a matter of fact, what you can do is help her learn how to journal. Journaling is a great tool when they're going through this phase because it can help them express themselves in a private way. And if she wants to share it with you, she can, but this is a great tool for her to use. So teach her how to journal, get her a journal, and she can write her feelings down. But she must always know that you are here for her. She must always know that she can come to you. And if she has a good support system, if you have a good community around her, that is even better, because now she will know that she can turn to Auntie and other parts of the community for more support. All right? So that is definitely something that you need to do. And I know I told you I'm giving you tips of how to deal with your daughter, but trust me, if you don't talk to yourself, you don't take care of yourself, I should say, then you can't take care of her. Taking care of yourself makes you better so you can support her. You have to fill your own cup so you can pour from it when you need to, right? When you take good care of yourself, that's a behavior that she can model and she can use to learn to see how best she can take care of herself by watching you, all right? So ensure that you invite her into the space when you're taking care of yourself. Show her what you do. Teach her how to use the different things that you use. Teach her how to use the product. Help her to find a space where she can take care of herself on the same level. But when you take care of yourself, you give her an example to follow, so definitely take good care of you, right? Your period is completely natural, and we all go through it. It's a lifelong experience. I told you before, from puberty to menopause, it's a whole heap of years. So you really, really have to make sure that you learn the rhythm of taking care of your body as it develops, as it changes, as it goes through periods after period after period. And even after you go through childbirth and other major life events, you realize even those things cause your periods to change. All right? You've got this. Everyday Period is brought to you by HerFlow Foundation. The HerFlow Foundation is dedicated to improving menstrual health and addressing key social issues affecting women and girls in Jamaica. Through advocacy, education, and direct support, HerFlow works to break the stigma surrounding menstruation and empower women to live healthier, more fulfilling lives. HerFlow's flagship project is to end the period poverty in Jamaica. Since inception, HerFlow has donated over 9 million menstrual products to Jamaicans in need. To learn more about HerFlow, please visit embraceherflow.com. And now it's time for Ask the Period Lady. You know that is my favorite part of the show because that is when I get to hear from you. Now let's see who our question is from this week. All right. So, hi, Period Lady. It's Kimberly. Question comes from Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Period Lady. What age should I start talking to my daughter about periods? Great question, Kimberly. Start talking to her as early as she can understand her body parts. Now, obviously, you're going to make it age appropriate. So you don't have to give her all the details in one conversation, but it's going to be a series of conversations that you have over time. So start by telling her different body parts. And so when she understands her body parts and she can converse using the words comfortably, you can introduce what different body parts do. You can even show her your products. You can show her a menstrual product and say, listen, mommy uses this time of the month, and this is the reason why she uses it. And as she gets older, I would say I'll start at maybe 5, and then I'll give her more information as the time goes on. Because we have to understand that the age of first period is lowering. Now, I hope we never get to 5, but we have as young as 8-year-old girls who are having their period for the first time. The average age of first period used to be 12, right? And it is lowering. And a big reason for that is the environment that we now live in. It causes the hormones to act up earlier, and the girls' bodies are being developed earlier, and so we're having younger girls who are having their periods very, very early. So I would start having the conversation as early as 5, but like I said, you're gonna make it age appropriate, you're gonna show her the different things, you're gonna make it fun, and let her understand that she can always come to you with different questions, because that is really going to be where you see your improvement and you see your bond change, because she's gonna have questions. You just wanna be the one that she asks the questions when she has them. All right? And don't be scared. You can always use some tools, lots of tools available. It's My Body Period, my book. Oh, I should have brought the book. I'm lousy here. Brought the book. I'm going to put it on the screen. It's My Body Period is a book that I wrote to introduce little girls to periods. So that can be a nice piece for you guys to read together. And there are lots of other books on the market that you can also use. But it is so important that you have the conversation and you keep talking about it, because it is something that over time she's going to develop and she's going to have more questions, and this is a great way for both of you to have a deeper relationship. Okay, Kim? I wish you all the best, and I hope that when she does have her period, she is prepared and she knows what to do, because you would have given her the tools that she needs. All right? Thank you for your question. And remember, if you have a question for me, the Period Lady, you can always send them. The information is there, and it might be featured in the next episode. Hey, Everyday Period fam. If you're loving these real, unfiltered conversations about reproductive health, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Join the movement by liking, sharing, or dropping your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Let's keep breaking the stigma and spreading the knowledge. Periods don't stop, and neither do we. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook at HerFlow Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Everyday Period. And of course, as we leave, I have to remind you that reproductive health is not just about period or pregnancy. It's about how we take care of ourselves emotionally, physically, mentally, socially, at every stage of life. Remember, from puberty to menopause, reproductive health is a very important part of our overall health. So take care of yourself and be kind to yourself. Make sure you take care of each other as well. And as she grows up, walk with her through the journey. It's going to be a great time if you are open, if you have conversation, and if you ensure that she knows she has you to back her, because she's going to need all the help she can get. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time right here on Everyday Period. I am Shelly-Ann, your period lady. Take care. Walk good. If you want to get in touch after the show, send your questions or comments to embraceherflow@gmail.com. Until next time, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Period TV. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Facebook at HerFlow Foundation. Our website is embraceherflow.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. Thanks to our production team, April and Digital Pro, for the great support, and thank you for tuning in. See you next time. Take care. Walk good.